Buddy, sorry, just messing with my tea here. I got my jumbo cup tonight. I got what? Just a couple people showing up already. Only a few seconds in. I'm sure we'll get a few more here shortly. How's everybody doing? Happy New Year. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good New Year. Hope everybody's nice, safe, happy. And like always, if you would please, let me know if you guys can see me, hear me okay. There was a few comments coming in. Mark Pearson, Happy New Year. Blind Osprey, hi back to you. Yeah, let me know if you... There's my sister Laura. How you doing, Laura? Good to see you. All right. Terry Lacey says, sounds good, looks good. I don't know about looks good. I'm glad I sound good, though. I got more of a face for radio. But I appreciate that anyway, man. All right. Everett. Hey, you're welcome, Everett. I'm glad you liked the slide diver video. So if you didn't know, if you haven't seen it yet, just last night I made a slide diver video sitting out there in my garage with my winter gear on. Felt a little strange talking about slide divers, you know, in the beginning of January, but we got through it. And thanks, Mark. Appreciate that. Mark said good video. Yeah, I thank you, man. You know, it's not the perfect way I'd like to do it. I'd rather be on the boat. I'd rather be, you know, able to do that, you know, hanging off the back of the boat, show you exactly, you know, what's going on. But I think we got through it okay. Seems to have gotten the information out pretty well. Everybody that's chimed in on the comments seems to have liked it very much. So I appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I always think about the videos how I want to make them look professional and how I want to make them look refined. And, you know, I feel like everyone that watches deserves that. But then my wife said something that was really smart. She said, people just appreciate authenticity and honesty. And I thought she's absolutely right. And that was good advice. So, you know, I thought, why not? Just go out in the garage, make the video, you know, put the chest harness on for the GoPro. You know, if my workbench is a little dirty, you know, if my garage is a little cluttered. I got a big garage. The stall that I was in the video was my workshop, and then the one stall is for my wife's car, and the other one's full with a bunch of outdoor gear. So I mean, of all things, you know, I get to use one for my wife's car, but that's good enough for me. But yeah, I thought she was right. I thought, you know, why not? It looks authentic because it is authentic, and it's the way we all are. So I think I'm gonna gear my videos that way. In the future, you know, I guess I still want them to be professional. I don't want them to be garbage, but I'm not going to worry so much about how everything looks and, you know, is everything exactly perfect and does this look clean and does that look right? You know, we're all just normal people. We're all just normal people. So, you know, anyway, I thought I would just mention that. So, it looks like a garage, not a studio. Yeah, it's because that's exactly what it is. It is a garage. So, anyway, thank you for the nice comments on the video. Thank you for everybody that's watched it already. And I hope it helps everybody out. Hey, Matt President, it's good to see you. Cliff French, I appreciate that, buddy. You tell me I'm doing a good job. I do appreciate that, dude. But anyway, you know, we'll keep those videos rolling out throughout the winter. We'll do some more instructional things. We'll do, I want to do a video. Jim Dombrowski, good to see you, buddy. Larry, good to see you too. Larry Chastain, there's a name I've seen for a long time. But, you know, I want to do video on how I did the charter licensing, how I did it all online. I've had a lot of people asking about that, you know, what the process was, how I went through it, was it difficult, what the testing's like. So I'm going to go into a little bit of a detail on a video, exactly how I did it. I did everything online. Everything was done, all the testing was done online except for the final test. That was obviously in person. But then everything else I had to do after that to actually go through the process and get the license. Because honestly, the testing part of it, the book work, and the online testing and the final test, that's just half of it, even if it is half. You know, that's the big meat and potatoes thing. You got to pass that. But there's so many things after you test for your captain's license that you have to do. You got to get your TWIC card. You got to get your physical. You got to get, I'm losing track right now on the other things, but there's a bunch of other things. So I'm going to go into detail on a video on all of that. That should be coming up soon, and then a few other things coming out. But anyway, so I saw a couple names chime on here, and let me first say this. Leroy Dowding is here. He operates Purple Taco Fly Supply, him and his lovely wife, Deb. Always nice to have them here. Always good to have them here to answer comments or questions. So if you guys got anything for Purple Taco, please throw that out there to Leroy. He's always happy to talk with anyone. But also, my buddy Scott Argetsinger is here. He is the general manager at Dreamweaver. And Scott talked with me last week. We're talking about the last video. I said, hey, would you like to come on? People would love to talk to somebody from Dreamweaver if they have questions, comments. You know, there's a lot of good ideas that get passed around here. So Scott is on here as well. You're welcome to talk to him. He wanted to come on here also. And I saw his name pop up just a few minutes ago. So he is here. If you want to talk anything Dreamweaver, he's here. He's welcome. He knows he's going to get questions. He's prepared for, well, he says he's prepared for that. We'll see. But no, I know all of you are really good people. Welcome him here, please. Scott's an excellent fisherman as well. He has been the first mate on Riverside charters for a long time. He's also a charter captain himself. And he also runs Riverside when Captain Paul is not running it. So he is an excellent fisherman as well. And I welcome having him here. So you know, a lot of knowledge showing up. A lot of knowledge showing up here on the videos, and I really appreciate everybody that welcomes those people. And yeah, anyway. How you like the size of that mug? What tea do I got tonight? I think I got detox tea. I'm still feeling the effects a little bit from New Year's Eve. Yeah, you know what? When you get up in your 50s, the adult beverages seem to last a little longer in the days to come. A little bit longer. I don't shake off those after effects like I did when I was young. So a little detox tea is still a welcome thing. Anyway, let's talk fishing report real quick. I don't have much. Not much going on around here. Portage Lake is still open. Bear Lake here in Manistee County is iced over. There have been people out on it. I haven't heard anything on catches. My sister Sarah throwing a super chat in. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas back to you, Sarah. Love you. Thank you. Anyway, Bear Lake is iced over. People have been out on it, but I have not heard anything on catches or what's even working, if anything's working for that matter. Jason Wilkerson. Hey, Jason, while you're here, you won a shirt the other day. Somebody paid for a shirt for you, and actually I got it sitting right here. Somebody paid for a shirt for you, and, well, they just paid for a shirt. I drew your name out of a hat. Jason, if you want to send me your email, or I'm sorry, your address, please, christangletackle@gmail.com. I'd be happy to send that shirt to you. If it's not your thing and you want me to re-gift it to somebody else, just let me know that on here. I will draw another name. All right? Cool. But anyway, back to the fishing report. So, back to the fishing report. Not much going on around here. I haven't heard much going on up north in Benzie County. Haven't heard much going on yet down in Mason County as well. Haven't heard anything on Hamlin Lake. And my buddy Scott, he's on here. Maybe, Scott, if you heard anything, I'd be grateful if you would chime in. If you have not, hey, that's the way it is. Not much going on yet around here as far as ice. Now, over in Cadillac, I know Lake Mitchell and Lake Cadillac has substantial ice on it. A lot of people have been out on there. And the information that I've been getting, it's been pretty decent pan fishing over there. A lot of people have been talking about getting decent perch, decent gills. So past that, I don't have much of the information. And quite honestly, I don't have a real good contact over that way to get the information. But at least we know that people are out there on the ice. Shouldn't be too much longer. We're in kind of a mid 30s low right around here. Mid 30s, like I'm looking at the forecast coming up for the next 4 or 5 days, and it's looking like anywhere from 32 to 35 in the daytime, and at night down into the 20s. So that's not optimum ice making weather. We know that. Not the greatest, but it will make ice at night. It's just going to be slow. And lakes like Manistee Lake and Portage Lake that have flow that goes through them, you know, have the channels that go out in Lake Michigan and streams that dump into them, rivers that dump into them. It just takes longer for them to get out or to form that ice. So be patient. It's coming. It's not worth going out on sketchy ice just for a couple of fish. Let's be patient. We'll all get out there when the time is right. River fishing's been, I don't want to say great, but it's been better than what I've heard lately. Have talked to a couple of guys that have been out. Still a double bead bite has been better. You know, a couple 3 bites a trip. Sounds like the yellow and the apple and the yellow beads have been the best. And past that, I don't know much about it on location. Great content, right? Hey, come here for a fishing report, and I tell you, hey, I don't know. I have no idea. And I'm just being honest. It's the truth. Not much is going on right now. You know, obviously deer hunting is over. Ice fishing is just around the corner. We're just in that lull right now where there's just not a whole lot going on, but I'm happy to share with you whatever I do have. But unfortunately, it's not much, so sorry. All right, lots of good comments coming through today. I appreciate that. Got 75 people here jumped up. Jason Everett, you ever ran pump handles? No, I haven't, and I've heard they're kind of a craze now again. Somebody I was talking to just the other day says it sounded like over in Wisconsin, that's kind of it's a new old thing. I know pump handles have been around forever and ever and ever, but I've never done them. So it's kind of funny how old things can resurface and become new things again. It just tells you that a lot of those old things, they still work just fine. Andy K, dude, you rock also, buddy. I appreciate that. So yeah, pump handles are really nothing more than a big lead ball on the end of a line. You're just dropping that thing down with the bait attached to it. You know, I think they run what? How big are the lead balls that they run on those pump handles? If anybody knows, I'm curious to know on that. I know they're not substantial. I know, but they're decent enough to get the weights or the baits down deep. Anyway, long story short, no, I haven't, and I don't know much about them. So I wish I could say more about them. All right, so for those of you that I'm just watching the numbers rise up here. More people are tuning in now. 4 8 and 10. Oh, it's 4, 8, 10, and 12 ounce weights. Okay, so definitely not even a pound. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought, guys. It sounded like pump handle is taking off again over in Wisconsin, and I have no doubt that they'll make their way back around here over on the Michigan side. I guess it's one of those things where if it's it would have to substantially change my catch rate for me to go and try the pump handles. We do really good, typically on the presentations that we have. Some days are obviously better than others, but it would have to really change my days around. Put 4 or 5 more fish in my boat for me to really want to go and try those things out. And honestly, it sounds like there's a pretty significant learning curve to those things. Not sure if by running a charter would be something that I'd really want to. It'd be hard to get the customers on board with that kind of thing because they probably know less about them than I do, and I know very little about them. So it would be hard to get that incorporated as far as a charter. But maybe in a tournament, if we got good at them, yeah, could be something down the road. That's an interesting thing though. Anyway, like I was saying, I'm watching the numbers go up. We're up almost to 80 people now. For those of you that weren't here earlier, let me tell you a couple things. Leroy Dowding from Purple Taco is here. He's happy to answer any questions about Purple Taco. And my friend Scott Argesinger is here as well from Dreamweaver. Scott is the general manager there at Dreamweaver and a heck of a good fisherman as well. Also a charter captain in his own right. If you got any questions about Dreamweaver or you just want to talk, if you just want to bounce some things off him, he's here. He's happy to answer for you, and I thank you guys both for being here tonight. And I'm seeing lots of good comments go through, so I'm just going to tune into the comments here for a second. That mug has a bigger beam than my tiara. Yeah, you're probably right. I could use that as a flotation device, dude. I mean, that thing is a giant, but it holds plenty of tea, and that's what I want. I've said this before. I used to be a coffee junkie, just a junkie. I used to work midnights, and I would it would be midnight, 11 p.m., midnight, 1 a.m. I would come in and when I was working, I would make a whole pot of coffee. And by the time I left at 6 in the morning or 7 in the morning, that thing would be gone. And somehow I went home and I slept fine all the time. I don't know how I did it. But after a while, as I got older and older and older, it started to affect my sleep. And to the point where I just said, to heck with it. I quit the coffee altogether, and that was not easy to do. Yeah, that wasn't easy. But now I just drink decaf tea, and so I still kind of get my fix. But every now and then, I do miss that good cup of coffee. Jason C, good question. Any word on the new Big John downriggers? No, nothing yet. I know Big John right now. They're in a I don't know, I want to put. They're in a transition state right now. You know, moving from old gear to new gear. You know, if you looked on their website last year, and I know many of you did because you wiped out all their sale. Excuse me. Yeah, you wiped out pretty much their whole production line. They're getting rid of all the old and they're bringing into the new. I mean, I have some of the new rod holders right here. I kept them up here on my desk just so I could show them if you guys ever wanted to see them. I love them. Absolutely bulletproof and wonderful rod holders, but I have not heard when they're going to be available. I'm hoping, and of course, I'm not in the loop. This is not my. It's way above my pay grade, is what I'm trying to say, and I should have no effect on it whatsoever. But I'm hoping that they do get their stuff ready by spring, because I know a lot of people out there that fished on my boat and tried out those rod holders. They really liked them. And they were looking to get their hands on them here this coming year. So I'm hoping that we turn that corner and we get there for whenever Big John is ready. They'll get them out. That's the best I can say. I know that they're ready to do it. It's just the last time I talked to those guys, I got the feeling that they're not going to put a product out until they're absolutely 100% certain that it's going to be a good product. So if they're still having some glitches or whatnot, they're going to hold off, and I don't blame them. I would do the same thing, and I'm sure all of you would appreciate that as well. But it'll get here when the time is right, and when it does, that downrigger, I tell you what, I've seen it. I've had my hands on it. My fishing buddy Jim, he's had his hands on it. We can both attest what a monster that thing is, and it's going to be a great piece of equipment. Good question though, Jason. Real good question. Anyway, who was it? Jason Wilkerson. I know you chimed in a little while ago. I just, again, wanted to make sure you understood. You want a shirt? I want to make sure to get that thing to you. Just email me, christangletackle@gmail.com, and please send me your address. I'll happily mail that out to you. And then all the other shirts are going out tomorrow. I waited until tomorrow because, man, the mail has been backed up like crazy. It has been plugged up like nobody's business, and I didn't want to take the chance of things getting lost, delayed even more, so I waited until this week, so everything's going out. Everything's going out, and appreciate your patience, but like I said, I don't think it was worth the risk, just trying to mail everything out and maybe a few of them not finding their way. All right, there's some good conversations going on here in the comments. Yeah, no problem, Joe. I'm glad Liz will like her shirt. All right, what are we in? We're almost 20 minutes in. Usually about the 20-minute mark or so, I do the pro tip of the week. And again, you know, there's only so much capacity up here, and I forget things. It seems to be every day. So I'm always looking for input on pro tips. If you got a good pro tip, if you just got a good fishing tip, whatever, hey, email me christangletackle@gmail.com, and I will be happy to take a look at the tip. And hey, I'll get it out here on the channel. I've used a couple so far. Everything else has been mine. Everything else has been mine. But I have used a couple in the past already, so I'm always looking for good input. I don't know everything. I'll say that all the time. I'm not the best by far. I don't believe in the best. Anybody can be the best on any given day. So there are many good anglers out there that I'm hoping will submit some really good information. Have I placed orders on new shirts yet? No, have not. And I probably won't until March or April. Because, again, I'm just going to be honest with you. They're not cheap. So I'm saving up again to get that next order going. I've been either giving these away to other people or selling them at reduced rates. And really just about breaking even on this batch. Maybe even lost a few pennies on this batch. But I will restock here soon. Yeah, Bill. Sorry, man. That's coming, though. We'll get more shirts soon. All right, 20 minutes in. Let's do the pro tip of the week. I do the news reporter thing. I don't even know why I do that. I have no idea. I don't know what to do with my hands, so I just wave them around, I guess. All right, pro tip of the week has to do with Fishhawks. Now, we've talked about Fishhawks in the past, and am I hunting for late bow? No, Travis, I'm not. We've talked about Fishhawks in the past and the importance and the amazing information that Fishhawks can bring to you. So I fished on enough boats. This just popped in my head today. Something about the Fishhawk, something that I do on my boat, something that Jim does on his striper and on a few other boats, like on Riverside. Paul has this also augmented a little bit. But where you place your display. All right, so for those of you that don't know, the new Fishhawks, the X4D BTs, the BT stands for Bluetooth. And a lot of people I know, they look at the Bluetooth and some people go, you know, it's probably something I'll never use. But when Jim got his on his boat, he had one of the best ideas I'd seen. Jim went and got, if I remember right, it was either a cheap tablet or an old phone, put a mount in other places on the boat, and so that you can actually stream Bluetooth your mount, your display, to whatever handheld device you want to watch on. So on my boat, my Fishhawk display is right on the stern. I actually watch that thing more than I watch anything else. I watch that way more than I watch my depth sounder, my fish finder. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Old phone. I watch that thing way more than I watch my fish finder. I watch that thing way more than I really watch anything else. That speed and temp is so important to me that I love having that thing right there on the stern of my boat. On Jim's striper, he has it on the port side, right along the downrigger track. I'm sorry, right along the Dipsy track. On another boat that I know, he has it also right on the stern. On Riverside, he has it mounted right behind the captain's seat, if I remember right. What I'm saying is, it's a huge game changer when you don't have to run from the back of the boat all the way up to the front of the boat to see where my speed is. Now I got to go make an adjustment. I got to check my speed again, go to the back, go to the front. If you have the Bluetooth unit on the Fishhawk, I feel like I'm stumbling all over here, but if you have the Bluetooth, if you have that option on your Fishhawk, think about getting an old phone or a cheap tablet, something with Bluetooth capability, and putting a mount somewhere on the back of your boat so you don't have to crank your head around all the time. That option's there. It's a great option. I think you should really think about utilizing it if you aren't already. And another really cool thing on the new Fishhawks is there's an actual data gathering system where you can go in for every fish that you catch. You can go in and mark the species, the water temp, the depth. There's a whole bunch of intel that you can pop that thing, you can pop that into that system, and it will log it all on the date and the time. You can go back and you can look at all that later on. Any information, any intel is always good intel. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of moving that display around so you're not running all over the place. I'm not kidding when I say I got my line set out and I'm trolling along and I'm watching the back of the boat. I should be watching the front probably more. But when I'm just watching the back of the boat, if my rods aren't popping, I'm looking at my Fishhawk. I'm looking at what's going on with my speed and my temp. And then secondary, I'm looking at my depth finder, my fish finder. I'm looking back and forth between the two. And if I don't have to go and turn to the front of the boat or move up there, yeah, game changer for me. Anyway, just wanted to bring that up. That's your pro tip of the week. I think I just want to make sure that those of you that have that BT option on those Fishhawk X4Ds understand that that's what that BT is for. It's Bluetooth. You can use it. I would take great advantage of it. Cool. All right. So what you guys want to talk about? Looks like most of you have been talking with Scott and Leroy and everybody else, amongst yourselves more than you've been, a lot more than I've caught on tonight. I've been talking so much that I missed many of these comments. How many seasons do I get out of my mono and braid? My sister Laura throwing a super chat in. Thanks, Laura. Appreciate it. Love you. Thank you. Very #1 fan. Thank you. That's really nice. How many seasons do I get out of my mono and braid? I guess it depends on the season, to be honest with you. Check your mono on your rigger rods. If it's getting really beat up, you can tell when it's getting discolored, when it's really holding shape in a poor way. If it's coming off the spool and it's still just all sorts of bent and squiggled, you got to start thinking about maybe this is the right time to change. I would say maximum no more than 3 seasons. At 2 seasons, at the end of 2 seasons, you should be looking at it. But if it's taking a beating before then, if you're noticing that something's going on with your mono and your copper and your wire, might be time to be doing a little bit of an upgrade or a respool. Good question though, man. All right, what else you guys got? Power Pro versus wire on riggers. Good question, Troy. Good question. So on Jim's boat, and Jim's on here as well. You know, my fishing partner Jim there and YouTube partner, he can talk about this as well. So a few seasons back, we noticed that our rigger bites had declined for whatever reason. I've talked about this before, so I'll make this kind of brief. But for whatever reason, our rigger bites started to die off, and we're a little perplexed on what was going on. So I grabbed my voltmeter and I went out and got in the water, put the riggers down, and I noticed I was having some voltage coming off the rigger wires. And it wasn't really significant. I did a little research, and it was almost at that envelope where it was troublesome. I guess that's the right word. And so we decided to go to Power Pro for our riggers. Now, well, let me finish the story by saying this. Almost the very next trip, or really the very next tournament that we had, our rigger bites went off again. And maybe it had something to do, can I say absolutely certain that it had something to do with changing to the Power Pro? Yeah, there's no way I can for certain. But for something to change like that drastically, I have to feel that something was there. So that is the reason we changed to Power Pro, and I'm glad we did. That boat fishes so well anyway. It was really bothering us why the rigger bite was not going the way that it should be. So I think going to that Power Pro actually was a good thing. And if I remember right, the very next tournament that we went out, we ended up winning that thing. We won the 333 and I think 4th in the pro division. So, was it the right move? Yeah, obviously it was. Was it the reason for that move? I can't say 100%, but I'm leaning that way. Good question though. There's other reasons though. If your boat's putting out voltage, check your zincs. Check your zincs on your motor and on your hull, because those zincs have to be in place to discharge that electrical current. Okay. Will the Fishhawk probe work with Power Pro? Yeah, absolutely. Yep, it sure does. It works. It sends a signal through the water. So yeah, it will work with Power Pro. Yep. Good question though, man. Good question. All right, Leroy just asked, so if the direction of troll, if there's something wrong with my direction of troll, I'm not getting bit, do I change direction? It was a long comment there, so I apologize, I didn't catch anything. I think you were asking, so if we're not catching fish on a certain direction of troll, do we change our direction? Well, it's hard to say. Speed is critical. I've talked about that before. And direction of troll can affect your speed immensely. If not, it may be the biggest influencer on your speed because of the currents underneath. You might be trolling with the waves, but down 80 feet down, the current's ripping back against you. So without that Fishhawk not knowing where your speed is, that's the danger zone there. That's when it's really hard to judge what's going on, and that could be the biggest reason you're not getting bit. So I guess to answer that briefly is by changing your speed or changing your direction of troll into a different speed. Absolutely, that could absolutely affect your bite. There's a lot more that goes into that, Leroy. There's a lot more that things you need to look at. That's just a real brief answer, but I hope that that answered enough for you. I think somebody asked what pound test Power Pro we went to on the downriggers, and I believe it was a 150 pound test. Yeah, the spools were 300 feet of 150 pound test on the Power Pro. I'm almost 100% certain that's what it was. So hopefully that'll take care of that answer for you. So what else you guys got? Anything? We can sit here all night, talk fishing. I'm sure Scott doesn't mind, and Leroy and Jim. We're happy to be here. Lots of good people here, lots of good questions. Oh, I do have one shirt left. One shirt, size large. I'll still extend that sale that I was doing. If you want it, I will do it with shipping, shipped to you for 19 bucks. Email me if you want it, christangletackel@gmail.com, or just throw a super chat on here for 19 bucks, and I will get your address through email, whatever way you want to do it. I have one left. Happy to get that out to somebody. Doing any tournaments this year? You know, Jason, I hope so, dude. I really hope so. And then right behind that, what are the best tournaments around Man State? They're all really good. I think that was Joe that asked that. They're all really good. I always really like, well, I like them all. I love Ludington too. There's something about Ludington, just the size of Ludington. The best boats are there, the best fishermen are there. You got tons of weekend warriors there. They're all good fishermen. You know, when you're trolling out the channel on Saturday morning with 100 plus boats, normally like 120 or 130 boats, and you're all sitting out there waiting for that shotgun start, there is something about that just sends chills up my spine. Love that. But you know, if I had to pick one favorite tournament, it would be the Tight Lines for Troops tournament. Jim and I do that every year, where we take veterans out. All the boats around here, most of the boats around here rather, take veterans out for a one-day tournament. It's just really for fun. It's bragging rights. Big fish wins. We have a great dinner at the end. We meet great people, and we can give a little bit something back. That I have to say, that is my favorite tournament. Even though it's not really a tournament, it is still my favorite event. But they're all really good around Manistee. And I'm telling you, that Ludington tournament, there is something about that thing. That I always love that thing. I'd love to win it some year. That's bragging rights. You win Ludington, that's bragging rights. What ball are we running on Power Pro? What were we running on your boat, Jim? Do you remember? I believe they're 16s, 14s or 16s. And we also had a couple of 20-pound pancakes on there. We broke one off. That's sitting on the bottom of Lake Michigan now. Yeah, we were running up to 20 pounders on those things. It was not a problem. And Jim's riggers on his boat are the old speed riggers. Hey, Peter R., I'm guessing that's for a shirt, buddy. If it is, I will gladly put your name down. I'm just going to write that down real quick. What was I talking about? Downrigger weights? Totally lost my concentration there for a second. I apologize. Anyway, yeah, Peter, I got you down for a shirt. Email me your address, please. It looked like you're in Canada. I see the CA. So please email me your address. I'll get it out, get the customs things sent, and we'll get you that shirt. Yeah, shirts are gone. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate that. They were really nice shirts. We'll have more of these soon, though. A lot of different sizes. I learned that I need to have a bigger variety of sizes. I had people that wanted everything from 4X tall all the way down to small, so I need to I need to buy different varieties. All right, we're like a half hour into this thing. Let's looks like the comments are running down. I appreciate Scott Hargetsinger. Thank you so much for being here. Leroy Dowding from Purple Taco. Thank you for being here. We got Dreamweaver here. We got Purple Taco here. Maybe I can work on also getting a few other people that may want to come on. Maybe the Big One Cut Bait. Maybe the Best Lure Company. Maybe Ace High. Silver Horde rather. Maybe I can get some more people. But man, it's great having these knowledgeable people here from the industry to answer all these questions. I can't say thank you enough. So thank you very much. Everybody be safe. I will see everybody here next Sunday at 7 o'clock, and we'll go from there. Can't say for sure Scott will be here again, or Leroy will be here again, or Jim, but hopefully they can. I know they'll make it as much as they can. It's a great way to reach out to all their supporters. So anyway, let's get out of here. Take care, everybody. Be safe. Go Lions. We'll see ya.